I don't talk. I've been told that I turn too fast and I don't talk enough. So if you don't understand what I'm doing, yell. I'm just trying to get it down to the point where, well, I broke that one. Okay.
Is your speed faster than it would be for wood at the same size?
Well, that's the top of the pin, so how bad did it break? It broke off a bunch of it. Okay. Doesn't matter. We weren't going to assemble this one anyway. It was a demo. Okay. These are, I didn't drill and glue these. These are some that other people have done before. This is the part where I'm going to do the three-sided, where the fingers are going to go.
You have to take that all the way down to the final diameter at each end.
Yes, you do. You have to bring it all the way down to the final diameter, and finish everything except the end, but acrylic makes it kind of easy. Sand it and then buff it. As much as I demonstrated this tool, my wife used to yell at me all the time. Okay, you need to talk. You need to say something. Keep them interested. So what I'm doing is just shaping where the fingers are going to go. So you go ahead and sand the portion up here that's going to be above what we work on. Get it ready, and you do the same thing to this piece, but it's broken. That's 400. And I'll go ahead and do it to 6, and then it would be ready to buff, or you can put, a lot of times what I use is rotten stone on it. Okay, close enough. What
Ready
you
to
got?
buff it?
Okay.
I'd like to try something new.
All right. The only part that I really need to buff is right here. We'll do that part, but it's not necessary. That's cool. What is that? "3M Auto Rubbing Compound." That does a good job.
Makes that acrylic look like it's still wet, don't it?
It does.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, sorry we messed that one up.
That's what it is.
Now remove it from this mandrel, and we're going to reinstall it on another one. Come on.
Want this one off?
Nope.
No. Let me get in your way.
Okay. This is the piece I invented. I do need a 7/16" inch wrench.
Got it right here. Nice and shiny.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Those are not 7mm. The tube that this, we had,
Piece of tape on it.
nah,
On a 7mm tube, I got one.
nope, we're good. We're gonna go the way it is, because it should not move. It can't move. It moves, we're messed up. All right. I don't know if you can, what can you see? How well can you see it? Okay. See the 3 little marks right there? That's your starting point. Then to be able to you do this side, then to do the second side 120 degrees from that, you loosen it, pull it out spring loaded, move it to the next part where there's a single dot down here that you've moved it 120 degrees. And then pull this out and go to the next single mark right there. and you're the second 120 degrees. Make it 3-sided. If you wanted to go 4-sided, start back at the beginning and do the 2 dots, and that makes it 4-sided. To make it 6-sided, you do it every
once in a while.
10 degrees. Yeah.
You have a patent on this?
Do I have a patent on it?
Yeah.
I do not.
Well, this is the first demonstration of it, so you own it. That's cool.
for about 8 years, Penn State Industries sold it in their catalog.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
and at that time, there still wasn't a patent on it. And between me and Penn State Industries was a simple handshake. So they sold it in their catalog. I made the videos.
Cool.
That when you went online and looked, and then China decided that they wanted to have 500 of them made at a time instead of just 100. So Penn State says, no, we can't afford to keep that much in inventory. So they just dropped it. And I get a phone call probably about every month or two asking if I have any for sale. And I'm sorry to say I do not. I have about 4 on my wall that I'm keeping. So if you want to, you can come to my shop and make one. All right. Now for the magic part. For this, you do not use a tool. So we're set up on the 3 marks, which are our starting point. Where'd it go? There it is. I've just got a drill.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
It's gone now. I paid attention.
What happened?
Oh, I was doing stuff.
Oh, okay.
You were playing with the drill.
Okay. So to make this into 3-sided, just turn the lathe on. Slow to start with, because it's off axis, and it has a counter. Well, I didn't show you that. Didn't explain it. This 1/2 inch 13 bolt with a couple of nuts on it is a crude counterbalance for this side with the pin mandrel on it. So very nice stable lathe. I demoed this on a variable speed jet mini lathe, little 10-inch lathe. And sometimes,
It was a hopping mess, wasn't
I was glad to have the variable speed. And I was able to hack and get down to 0 on it. So, now see where it's removing the material? So you're actually shaping that flat spot using the drill and letting the pin come around and hit it. And you watch the shadow on the back side and you can see what you're doing. All right. There's that side. You're going to go a little bit more with it. I'll show you in a minute, but there's one thing you don't want to do is bring it all the way to a crest, to a point. When you bring it to a point, if your sides are not absolutely perfect, then it makes a wavy line. All right, we'll go to the next one and come and do it. So all I've done now is move it to this position is going to be out. This one is moved 120 degrees clockwise, and we're going to do this side. stopping every once in a while to see how my progress is. Now, if you are interested in this piece, I have a few of those still in the box that we made extra at the machine shop. All right, see the line right here? That's what you don't want to approach. You don't want it to come to a point, because if you do, any variation in your sanding on the side will make that look like a snake. All right, not bad. Then we'll go through this grit and then come back and do the next grit. Go through the same procedure again. 120 degrees clockwise. So now working on this one. A little bit more. Got all the sides of the edges about even. All right, we'll just go to a different grit. Like Ron said, that was a 220 grit. All right, go back to the beginning so I don't get messed up on what side I'm working on. Have we lost anybody, Ron?
We got 48 out there watching you.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. A little bit more to get the scratch marks out of that one.
That tool does teach you to watch the shadow, doesn't it?
It does. You have to watch the shadow. The brighter light you can put on it, like Ron's light here, the more light you can get right on it, the better it is. And when we do a goblet here in a few minutes, that really becomes important.
Is the drill turning clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Still going the right direction.
When I first started doing these, I tried using scrapers on them. I tried using bowl gouges to try to remove that material. And you were cutting so much air that it became impossible. So I came up with a way of using the sander to do it. Because you're not removing that much material. But the technique works just as good on wood as it does plastic. Even probably a little easier on wood. Some of the pin kit manufacturers, suppliers, have a kit that's where you can make a teacher's pin, where they use for marking papers, where you're black or blue on one end and red on the other. And you can do this on each end, make it a 3-sided, and then the section that's in the middle, I made it 6-sided so it looks like a regular pencil. Bit more. Okay. We'll go to 600 and then we'll say it's done. Then we'll try some of the special potion on here. I did so many of these that when I was going to symposiums that I'd have one pretty well ready, and then during the break for the rotations, I could do one of these in about 20 minutes, the difference in the time between one rotation and the next, while you were on the floor buying your stuff. I would make a pen or a goblet or show how the tool works. Not bad. A scratch mark here and there. Special sauce. See if it'll buff it up. Yeah.
I can bring a rotary tool out here to do that with.
Well, if you want to make one later, you can have.
Oh. It don't take long for that stuff to pop up.
No, it wouldn't. That's not bad, Ron.
Pretty good, don't it?
It does.
Yeah, who said you couldn't teach an old dog a new trick?
All right. Questions before I move on?
You show the polishing compound once again.
It was automotive 3M.
There we go. That's the stuff right there. Boy, does it work good.
Do you have any plans or dimensions for that little tool?
This tool?
Both the one with the 6 spaces.
The one what?
Both of them.
The two pieces, I have some. If people are interested, I do have some of them available. I have a box that probably has 10 or 15 in it, maybe. What that does is fit your hands perfectly. So when you're writing, it doesn't cramp your fingers.
That's good.
Here's your sample.
What speed were you running at?
You was talking about 900?